And then let's say you have like 6 minions versus 4. Lux is gonna go for poke and they will back off. If they keep pushing and trying to get the push back, of course you have to match the auto attacks of the MF. If she gets 2 on the minions, you get 2 on the minions as well. But if they don't and they back off, what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna make a huge wave and then you're gonna crush it in the tower, and then you can look for either a word after you crash it in the tower, or you can just punish them in the tower, get plates, or even, you know, hit them since you have a big wave. What's going on, guys? Besides here, and today we're gonna learn laning phase. This guy booked coaching session because he didn't know what he's doing wrong, and we're gonna identify in today's coaching session. I'm gonna show you exactly what you need as an AD carry to win the laning phase and how to play the macro, how to play the map for winning the games. 100%. This is gonna help you if you're below Grandmaster. So make sure you watch until the end, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. If you are here for the first time, my name is Bizai and I'm a League of Legends coach. Check out my coaching session if you truly want to get better and you want to win more games as an AD carry. Enjoy. Don't worry. Okay, we have lots of time. Let's see, because the very beginning is something interesting. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Let's stop streaming. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So in this case, I said that it is considerable to take you don't see.
Actually, still don't. Yeah, I still don't see your screen.
Click on my your profile picture right there. Yeah, watch stream.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So why did I say that it is considerable to get fleet footwork in this matchup? Why did I say that?
Heavy poke comp.
Yes.
Sustain.
True, but why did I say that it's considerable and is not like a must?
Well, press the attack will help me do more damage. I can proc it and just. Right, like it's just a question of DPS versus sustain.
Yes, the thing is, you have to ask yourself how much do you need the sustain, because if you play Jinx against Caitlyn Senna, you always go fleet. Doesn't matter, because they have so much poke that is not negotiable. You know, the thing is, against a Miss Furt and Sona, like if they have Caitlyn Senna, Jean Seraphim, Jean Lux, or a lot of poke in general, Ashe with Karma, Ezreal with Karma, it is not negotiable and you need to go for fleet footwork. The reason why I told you that if you're confident on your ability to dodge stuff, you can go for the PTA, it's because what kind of poke they have? Yeah, they have the MFQ if she's gonna Q through the minion and a bit of Sona Q, but do you know what Sona Q does?
You can't dodge it. She just walks up to you and clicks it, right? You have to anticipate it and just stay away from her pretty much.
Exactly. So it is counterable. It is counterplayable. It's not like a must to get fleet. It's just like it's a preference in this case. But again, in most of the matchup, if they have 2 champions range, and especially when you also have a champion that is not necessarily all in, then I would go fleet. Why? Well, if Lux is gonna poke and run away, and you know Miss Furten and Sona, they all do the same thing, I might as well go fleet footwork. Why? Is because that's gonna help me to sustain. If they have a little bit of poke, not much for me to say I must go for the fleet, but a bit of poke, but I have an all-in champion that PTA, press the attack, can actually help me to kill them faster, and I'm like, okay, but they don't even have so much poke, then sure, I would go. If you have a Nautilus, but they have a huge amount of poke, because you can't rely on your Nautilus to be good, right? And they have a lot of poke. Okay, so let's go for the game. Okay. So in the beginning, do you leash usually?
I usually leash until 1 minute and 35 to 36 seconds. I think I was just a little distracted here. I don't know why.
No problem, because the thing is, if you leash, you said how important it is to you for you to get the push. Why is it important for you to get the push in this lane?
Level 2. Level 2 spike.
Yes, and also if I play Lux, how do I want the wave to be?
You want a minion advantage.
Yes, you want to create a wave state where you have more minions. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have less minions. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this way the Lux can step into the brush and she can poke. So this is what you want to do. If they have the same thing, then Sona will be able to poke more, and MF is going to be able to poke more through the minions with the Q. So it's super important for you to get the push. So you can't really leash, but you can't also ignore, because these junglers, you know how they will do, especially in bronze.
Just blame you.
Yeah, so you have to kind of try to communicate with them and expect that they will say no. If they say no, that's fine, you leash. And I would not really leash based on the timer. I would usually leash 5 auto attacks.
Okay.
That's it. So it's not too long, but not too short.
Is that for every AD carry or mostly just Jinx?
For every AD carry. There are some AD carries like Kai'Sa that you can go for Q as well and then 5 auto attacks. Jhin, you can only go for, well, you only have 4 shots, so you do that. And you also use your Q because it's low cooldown. On Ezreal, you do 3 auto attacks and 2 Qs because it's an ability champion. But on Caitlyn and like every other auto attacker, yes, you can use that rule of 5 auto attacks and then go short way like this. So you can go fast and push.
I'll go the short way.
Are you an AD carry main struggling to make an impact in your games? Is your damage output disappointingly low, leaving you feeling frustrated and powerless in the role you love? Introducing our specialized coaching program designed to supercharge your AD carry performance. Imagine a world where your damage, decision making and farming skills are 10 times better and the outcome of your games is no longer left to chance. Meet Chase, just like you, he was once stuck in the same position, facing low damage and inconsistency in his games. Let's see what happened after his coaching experience, from Diamond 4 to Master Tier. Wow! And here is Jordan and Brett, both transformed into formidable AD carry after the coaching session. These success stories aren't just isolated cases, they are a part of a community of over 3,243 players who benefited from the coaching program. If it worked for them, why not for you? Picture yourself as an unstoppable AD carry. It's not a dream, it's your potential with the coaching session. Don't wait any longer, visit Visite.com, book your coaching and become the AD carry the enemy team hates to play against.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're scared of, oh, I'm gonna get cheesed. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna get cheesed. The problem is that if you get cheesed, you lose the lane. But if they leash and you go long way, so then they go short way and they get the push, you still lose. You still lose. Because the push is super important, right? So, in like, okay, if it's like a super hard matchup, Xayah, Rakan, you know, they can cheese into the brush, you can expect them being there and you could consider going like that. But even in that case, if it's super scary, and I mean if it's super scary, there are matchups where it's not scary, like let's say Tristana Vel'Koz. Pretty scary, Tristana has a lot of burst. Vayne LeBlanc, okay, well, let's see. Lucian Kai'Sa, okay, Kai'Sa has a lot of isolated damage, I would be scared. Let's say Caitlyn Nico, I would be scared, they can poke you. Senna, Kai'Sa, they don't have so much all-in power, only with the Kai'Sa isolated Q and 5 auto attacks. If you're really scared of the cheese, go at level 1 and word the brush. What do I mean by that? Literally, go level 1, like, oh, I'm gonna put the word, why? But after I leash, I can go like this. It's like, yes, I waste the word and I don't have it for the brush when Senna goes in the brush, which is bad, but at least I'm gonna go short way so I can start pushing.
Wow, this is great. This is way different than, you know, some other things that I've heard. So this is awesome.
Yes, because you have to be very careful because people tell you that it's dangerous and they'll go like this. The thing is, from my experience, and I played, I don't know if you know that climb that I do to like master with 200 ping. So this is my account on 200 ping. I got actually Diamond 4 with 200 ping. This is all games are 200 ping games. So I literally
200 ping.
Yes, I handicapped myself so much that, you know, I tried to win and I won until D4. I got D4 with 200 ping. This is just fundamentals. This is me with 200 ping. Caitlyn is more than
mostly macro, right?
It's just macro, yeah. Stuff. And then I try to handicap myself so much. I play Ezreal. I play even Kate is not easy with 200 ping, but it's like I try to just play good. And as you can see, it's not like a bad performance as well. It's just the macro is super important. So what I'm trying to exemplify here is that even if you go short way, which I tried it and it didn't work, yes, 20 to 30% of the times you're gonna die. And then 70% of the times you're gonna push the lane and this will result into your support being able to poke them. So you will win the lane. 70% of the times you will win the lane, 20% of the times you will die. I'm fine with that. I will take the risk. It is a risk, but it's like
that makes sense.
Outcome is very nice. So, but you can word if you're super scared, and because I didn't play bronze NA, so if you really think I will do like 5 games like this, I'll go like this. And if you see that they consistently do it, then okay, just word at level 1 and then go straight. But I would communicate. Please.
I was gonna say, at least in our region, it's probably even less common than 20 to 30% of people in my ELO choosing that bush. I just was kind of following some generic advice that I had heard. It's happened to me like once over the course of 50 games or something like that. So
okay, so it's not really. And I would communicate with my jungle. I have Lux, they have a Sona. If they get the push, they poke me. If I get the push, Lux poke. So it's like, I want to make my support happy. So how do you do it? You ask him. But you don't ask him like most of the players ask, do you need leash? It's like, of course, yes. What the fuck? Like, what do you mean I need leash? And then they'll start like flaming you. You need to be like, is it alright if we don't leash? We really need the push to win lane. Like, you give him the reason, bro. Or
yeah, that makes sense.
What I like is this. Is it okay if we don't leash? We hard lose the lane if we leash. And here he's gonna be like, fuck, I hate these guys, but I don't want the 0-10 Jinx. I want her to leash, but and then they will just say, just go. Because they really don't want you to like lose lane. Yes. Yeah. And the lanes where it's very important for you to not leash is the lanes where you know you can take an advantage by getting the push. And usually with ranged champions. If I play Jinx and I have a Lux, I want to make sure I don't leash, so I can be first in the lane. And then you ping and you go there. And when you say that, you say, is it okay if we don't leash? So then when he says just go, you ping on my way on the lane and you go on the lane. Because so many bronze players, they go, but they don't say we, they don't ping, and support stays, leashes, and then you stay in the lane and it's still nothing. Like, you didn't get any advantage like this. So you want to make sure she...
Piggybacking off of that, question off of that, I've had that scenario pop up multiple times, right? And then you hit level 2 much sooner than your support. That's still bad, right? Like, you still can't really do anything.
Not ideal. It's not ideal. You can maybe poke them with your W, but ideally the moment you want to ask that in the very beginning, like literally, you go here, you ask now, he's going to say yes, let's say, and your support is going to AFK here, and you ping on my way, and assistance on his head, so he can follow with you. And if he doesn't, like, you ping assistance on his head, assistance on bot, and then you ping on my way here, don't keep pinging him and flame him, because you don't want to, you know, like, be...
Tilt him.
Yeah, tilt him, because it's still NA and it's bronze. But, like, communicate with him and try to be as early as possible, because if he's there, he's hitting the red buff, and then you tell him to go in the lane, that's just too late. So you gotta be fast enough. So, yeah, communicate with the leash, especially when you have a lane where you can poke a lot. So if I'm Caitlyn, Senna, I always ask to not leash because I want to bully. But at the same time, if I'm Jinx, Yumi, I still ask to not leash, because if I leash and they get the push, I'm gonna lose the lane. If they leash and I get the push, I can at least not lose the lane. I'm not gonna play to win because I have a Yumi and I play against Caitlyn, Senna. So I'm basically saying, okay, so if I play Jinx and I have Lux or I have strong support and we can poke, I don't leash. But also if I'm playing Jinx with a weak support and they have to actually not leash and poke us, I don't leash, so we can get the push first. So it's like,
yeah, pretty much we always need to push.
Yes. And the lanes where it's not so important to leash or not leash is when you have like very weak support, like AD carry in the early game, like Zeri, Twitch. They're not gonna poke you. Like, what is Nila gonna do level 1? Let's be honest. Or Samira. You have a Braum, and they also have like a, you know, like an Alistar. It's like, okay, what are they gonna do if they, you know, don't leash? Push the wave. I mean, okay. So it's like, okay, sure, they will get level 2 advantage, but it's not so scary. Like, okay, if it was like a Samira with a Lux, then you would get poke level 1 quite hard. So against range support, if they have range support, or if you have range support, or if you simply can poke really hard without leashing, I would always consider to ask my jungle.
That makes sense. Yeah, you just kind of want to avoid them pushing you, their poke comp.
And then here, unfortunately, we stayed a bit too much. We got a bit distracted, and then the Lux leashed, and you stay in the lane. Ideally here, you don't actually push, because you're going to make it so that she loses XP, right? If you do this. Okay, so now you do last hit, which you missed it, no problem. So you try to only last hit, because you don't want to kill the minions before she gets here. But now you have to last hit, that's fine. And now you're 1 versus 2. But let's actually try to assess the matchup. If I play Caitlyn with... Who is the strongest support in the... Let's say you played against... Who? Okay, give me a range support.
Strongest support?
Yeah, range.
Oh, ranged. Morgana.
Okay, so let's say they play Caitlyn Morgana and I play Jinx. My win condition, my job, let's say I have Lux. My job is to try to push the lane so Lux can go for poke, but if I also create a minion advantage, Morgana is also going to have a hard time to go for the binding, because if I have like 10 minions in front of me and she has 2, then it's super hard for Morgana to bind me, because I can hide behind the minion. So that's what I'm trying to do. if I can't do it, then I'm gonna play safe and try to survive because their laning phase is strong. Jinx is a pretty strong early game champion. She has a decent range. Well, she has a pretty good range and a decent damage and a very nice wave clear. So she's like an 8 from a scale from 0 to 10 early power, where 0 is Twitch or Zeri, 10 is Draven. And then Caitlyn is a 9. She has wave clear, she has range, but she has a bit more damage super early one than you. And especially with a Morgana, she's pretty strong. So what I try to say here, let's say you don't have a Lux and let's say you have a Janna. Janna is a support that can poke, but it's not very, you know, strong. Like she doesn't have
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So in this lane, you don't need to play to win in terms of you can trade back, but you don't need to consistently trade because Morgana can poke and can bind aggressive. Janna can't. So when you play the lane, you want to play just to trade back, just to survive mainly. So in this matchup, they have Miss Ferten, one of the strongest AD carry in the early. You're not weak as Jinx, but you're weaker than a Miss Ferten or a Jean or a Draven. And now you're 1v2. So after you get the minions, what do you do right here? Play safe. Look at this.
Can I ask you a quick question
Yeah,
on
sure.
the side? I struggle to decide between banning Jhin and Misfortune. Despite, you know, this game doesn't show this, but I actually have a lower win rate against Jhin in general in my games, and even in laning phase, I feel like anecdotally I just lose more to Jhin. But Misfortune, so usually I'll win against her in laning phase. But in my elo, she'll just walk up to the Dragon Pit and everyone will sit there and stand in it, and she'll get like a pentakill for no reason and still win the game. And so I struggle to decide which to ban. Is there one that's best? Should I continue to ban Jhin just to ensure that I win my laning phase since I have the lowest win rate against them?
MF got actually nerfed and Jhin is still the same, so I'd say Jhin is a bit better than MF now. But the bottom line, after, let's say I give you a spoiler, if we improve the laning phase and the problem that you have in the laning phase, you will actually increase your win rate against any champion. So it's a lot about like how you play. Okay, and then now you have to be careful because you take the minions and you don't want to play 1v2. Well, just play safe, right? Stay, because here look what you do. You're like, oh, but I'm gonna trade and I'm gonna really 1v2 when Lux is here. No reason to stay, especially because you're 1v2. So, and we're talking about even if Sona is not here, don't get me wrong, it's still a bad trade because MF is a stronger champion than Jinx. Why? Because she has a lot of burst, PTA, Q, auto.
Hits me with a Q and then walks away, and I have missed a quarter of my health already.
Exactly. So you can trade against Miss Ferten in a vacuum if 1, you have level up, 2, you have more minions, or 3, you have significantly more HP. So there are situations where you trade proactively against Miss Ferten, but usually you just trade back, chill. So this was like very like, oh, you're trading 1v2 and look at this. You're still trying to trade
aggressive positioning.
And it's interesting that they actually walk back. So if you're 1v2, play safe. You don't need to do anything crazy here. Just play safe. You know, if the minions get really low, then walk up with them. Otherwise, just wait Lux to come with you here. Look at this. And you also took the aggro of the minions. Look at this. So you hit them. And then here, you see all of the minions. Do you see these pins above the minions? Right here?
Oh, I've never noticed that.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Right, so for some reason, I thought that I had to be past kind of the line of scrimmage. I had to be at least past this imaginary line between my minions and theirs for their minions to aggro me. So what is the minion range?
So these are range minions, so they will aggro a bit easier. Like usually, if
they're getting me from all the way over there, right?
Yeah. So if you stay here, like this is the range of auto attacks of the minions. So this is the range. But what you did here, as you can see, like you hit them, and right here you are actually right here, right? So you are pretty close to the minions. The actual range is like auto attack of the Jinx. It's actually a bit bigger. And on the minions is smaller than that. But remember, this is a range minion, right? We're talking. If there's melees, the melee is like this range. But the range is like this range. So what do I mean by this range? If you stay here and you hit them, they'll get aggro on you. So here, you back off, you click nice, and now don't walk up because the minions still hit you. Look at the minions. Look at the minions. Minions, no! Look at this. You see that? You got chunked of the minions.
Yeah, ton of damage.
Super important. So de-aggroing the minions, learning how to pay attention to what is above the HP, the minions, above the head of the minions. And now you try to push, which is the correct play with the Lux. Very nice. With the Lux, you want to try to get the push level 1. And after you get the push, after you get this like 6 minions against 3 minions, let's say, Lux is able to walk up and poke. And you want to keep the wave there, so you allow Lux to poke. But so you never want to push it to the tower. Right? Because if you push in the tower, it is hard for Lux to poke them. Think about it. They are here, Lux can poke. Or they're in the tower, Lux can still poke, but she's more exposed and it's harder because they can play around the tower range.
You don't want to just hard push so much that you kind of crash your wave. You just want to have you want to thin their wave enough that you have a minion advantage, and so that Lux can get some poking.
Yeah, and then let's say you have like 6 minions versus 4. Lux is gonna go for poke, and they will back off. If they keep pushing and trying to get the push back, of course you have to match the auto attacks of the MF. If she gets 2 on the minions, you get 2 on the minions as well. But if they don't and they back off, what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna make a huge wave, and then you're gonna crash it in the tower, and then you can look for either a word after you crash it in the tower, or you can just punish them in the tower, get plates, or even hit them since you have a big wave. So that's the concept. You never want to crash into the tower. So with the Lux, I get the push a little bit, and once I get the push and I can see she's poking and they back off, I keep it there, so I let the Lux push. If I play with a melee, I do the same thing. I actually create an advantage with the minions. So let's say I have 6 minions and they have 5. And then that means I'm gonna get level 2 first because they have less minions. So then I'm gonna try to push the wave for level 2, but I'm not gonna try to put it into the tower. If 1, I play with a range support and I push too fast into the tower, that's not good. If 2, I play with a melee champion and I try to get level 2, but the wave is in the tower. Okay, so I'm playing Alistar and my misfortune push is like, okay, what am I gonna do? Dive them? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, which that kind of makes intuitive sense with the melee support that you can't be playing under their turret. But yeah, I never thought about it. Even like as we see later in this, like we couldn't do much when I was just under their turret the whole time, right?
Yes, like yes. Exactly. So here you did good in terms of I need to push this. This was fine. This is good. Like you're trying to get the push. You have 1, 2, 3 minions plus 6. This is 9. 1, 2, 3 minions plus 6. This is 9. 9 versus 9. You still need to push. If you had 11 versus 9, you can look to some poking. But now you can't really do that. You push. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minions versus 6 minions. You can go for a trade now because you have more minions. And if they trade into the minions, you saw what happened. If they stay around the minions. Right? They will get hit by the minions. So you want to trade when you have more minions.
Just a small, the difference of 1 minion. And I guess we did level up off of that too. But
yes, and this is the next reason. So actually that's the main reason why you should trade here. 1, you have level advantage, so this allows you to trade aggressively. But even if you're level 1 right now and you have these minions, you need to still trade because you see she's actually super close to your own minion. So you really want to go for a trade here. So you see you're clicking here. 1, you have level up, so you should be trading. 2, you have more minions, so you should be trading. There's so much reason why you should.
What is Lux doing?
Yeah, she's probably like just looking for the E. So you see you're clicking back how safe you play. Like look, you get level 2.
I needed to be more aggressive right here.
Yeah, because you have the level up and you have the minions.
That makes perfect sense. I don't know what I was thinking other than maybe I didn't want the temporary 2v1 on me because I felt like I wasn't sure if Lux. I guess Lux is still level 1, and I just don't know what she was gonna do. Like,
what is the range of?
You know what I mean? Like,
what ability does she start with usually?
E.
What is the range of the E? Let's see. How much is this?
It's massive. I should probably hit Sona from where she's at.
Exactly. So she can help you. Like if you move here, you anyways have the minions. So if they all go on you, the Sona is gonna get this damage only by like look how close she is to your own minions.
Just gonna get chunked, yeah.
So look at this. These are your minions. And this is their minions. You are so far compared to what? Compared to their minions, compared to Kasona. She's so close to the blue. She's so aggressive here. Right? So even if they chunk you in the beginning, you can chunk them really hard. And if Lux follows, then it's just GG. If she doesn't follow, it's an even trade. If she follows, it's just you kill them. So it's a good, again, another good risk to take. And here, you're walking up and you're trading. Awesome. What should you be doing right now with the wave?
Then thin their wave a little bit.
So kill some minions.
Kill maybe the first one on the top left, and maybe. So I think we have 1, 2, 3.
So this wave is gonna stay here for a while. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minions, and they have 4. So it's gonna stay here for a while. So this allows Lux to go into the brush, and then you can stay here and zone them. Yeah, just poke. Keep the wave here. You don't need to do anything. Look at the MF. What can she do right here?
That's true.
Because if you push, she's like, "What the fuck? Nice, free farm. Let's go." She like you're giving her free farm.
Farm under turret.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to push this under the tower unless you're like in any huge threat of the enemy bot lane, which you're not, or of the enemy jungle, which earliest gank you can get is 245. Usually the ganks are around 320 plus, so it's way too early right now.
Oh, a good point. I usually by default ward that brush, try to ward it at 230.
We're gonna talk about very soon. Yes.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yes. So 245 earliest gank in like 10% of the cases. 90% of the cases, if you get ganked, it's like 320 plus, like and above. And yes, there are gonna be 1 out of 20 games you get level 2 ganked, but that's not something that I would really be scared. And nice poke. And here, don't push. Look at the MF. Look at the Lux. She's like, oh shit, I guess I'm out. I can't play MF. Yeah, why do you pick your free farm? Look at this. Why?
Damn, you're so right.
MF is like, oh shit, nice. So now I can farm. Like, yeah, true.
And it was a bad trade right there because they had a temporary minion advantage there for a second, right?
Let's see. So right here.
So when I did push, and now I walk up all the way up to where Misfortune is almost, and so I'm close to it.
This one right here. Right. You have more minions, and you have to look at your champion in relationship to the minions. 1, 2, 3, 4 minions that are around you. And then you have to look at their minions, 1, 2, 3 that are around her. So if you stay here and you hit her, this minion can't really, you see, can't go on you. But these range minions, they can go on the MF. So this is fine. Right here you should Q, not W, because W is like, you can W after when she runs away because your Q is higher range. So you can Q her and then you can back off so you don't de-aggro the minions. But since 1, you have minions close to you, so if she tries to trade back, the minions will hit, your minions will hit her. But these minions won't reach you. You're too far, and this is melee minions, right? So you will win this trade really hard because you have the minions around you. You have more minions in this case. And 2, you also have level advantage.
As we're standing right now, my caster, if she were to hit me with an auto, my caster minions would be able to hit her with an auto back.
Yeah. Because this is like the range of the casters, like it's pretty big. The range of the melee is like this, like smaller. So now this is a good attempt. 1, you have the minions advantage, so you try to W. 2, you also have level advantage, which makes it a very good trade to have right here. So let's see. And then here,
I get a lucky W and stuff now.
This was fine, but now you're too close to their minions now. You see?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, yes, it was an amazing attempt. It was a very nice attempt. I like the trade. Awesome, completely awesome. Like you walked up until it's here is good. Why? This is the range of MF. They have the minions. We have the minions. It's good. Pay attention to the Sona positioning. She's kind of walking up. So if you go here and you hit her once, back off if she's positioning here after. You want to look at the body language of the Sona, but at the same time, you want to look at your luck. So this is fine. This is fine. Okay, now, as you can see, they're so close to each other. Lux is too far, and you're starting to be close to their minions. So in this specific case, run. Look at this. Look at Lux positioning.
Yep, this was bad. This was bad.
So you basically get free poke.
Lost half my health is bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And keep the wave here because the Lux can poke. And then now we actually go for a word. The timing of the word is fine because again the HP of the minions is pretty healthy, so you won't lose any minion here. Usually you want to push the wave all the way in the tower just because you want to get a deeper word. Because if you go for this word and they come from the river, it will be a bit hard for you to, react. So ideally, you crash the wave, you're gonna have this wave in the tower, and then you go like this for a word.
So just crash it at 230.
Because now if you ward now 1, you might actually lose some minions because the minions are killing each other. It didn't crash. And 2, you can't go for this word because 1, maybe jungle is there, but most importantly, the minions are killing each other as you go for the word. So the timing was a bit iffy here. and also the positioning of the word was a bit iffy. I say a bit iffy because it wasn't completely bad since you moved, but it didn't lose any minions since you started the movement after you took the super low minions, and now the other minions are healthy. So this word is not a bad word, but it's not ideal.
What do you think about the micro, kind of the auto attacks and camera movement?
I have that on my list as well. So first session is so we can see where you're at, basically. And right now I have a pretty good understanding on where you're at the moment. So you push, it's nice, try to poke. You have the minions advantage here. You're staying into the wave, so if they really want to take this trade, you can. You have Lux close to you, you have the minions around, awesome. You are very scared still. Look at the minions. Imagine she goes here, awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A cannon? Boom. Should be aggressive here. Look at this. Good. And then now you should go for a ward. You see how nice timing you have here? Wave in the tower. Let me go for a ward. They don't even see you here because they don't have vision on you.
So in regards to that last scenario, I think one of the reasons I'm playing so scared here is because I've been conditioned by batter supports or something to play cautious. So if Lux just kind of fucks off and goes back towards our turret or something weird, and I went up and traded, would it still be a good trade for me because it would be at least even?
Yeah, well, the minions are just gonna kill them really. Like it's level 2 and you have a cannon wave. So like 300 damage, absolutely worst case if they keep fighting in the wave, 300 damage only the minions will do.
$5. If you have problems improving and getting better in the game faster but cannot afford booking coaching, on my Patreon you can access more than 627 VOD reviews, premium videos about how to wave management, mid-game macro, and tier lists that will show you the best champions to climb and to improve for your elo. And these are not on YouTube, this is only on Patreon, they're exclusive. Moreover, you can participate in the free coaching waiting list to get a premium VOD review. I'm giving away 2 free VOD reviews every single week. All what you need to do is simple 2-step process. Subscribe to my Patreon and share your OPGG and voila, you are on the waiting list. You're gonna get a personalized VOD review for any game in your match history. For just $5, you get not only the free VOD review, but a whole bunch of exclusive benefits that will supercharge your gaming experience. It's a small investment for a big return. And it's just $5, it's no brainer, right? But here is the deal, you've got to act quickly. The waiting list is already filling up fast. 55 people already subscribed to the Patreon, and there are 6 people that they already are on board, they are on the waiting list. And more are joining every moment. Now, do you want to secure your spot for a free VOD review? Go ahead on my Patreon and reserve it right now.